Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone who tuned in for our first two virtual signings of the weekend with Dynamite, Danny Moe, and of course the franchise Shane Douglas. We are back for our nightcap. You've seen her on ROH TV, AEW TV. She's internationally known, and she's bringing a chill to the Captain's Corner Happy Hour. The one and only Lady Frost. Frost, I want to thank you for joining us in the Captain's Corner Happy Hour tonight.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. I don't know if I'm bringing a chill, maybe a little spice. Because I've been spicy Frost recently.
Bring a little flavor.
A little both. Right.
Spice
a little seasoning.
And chill. Spicy chill. Now, as the room builds up, we got a lot of cool stuff, including some stuff we just found out about in addition to the ring used gear. I'm going to have Frost go over the photos. Maybe you could say a few words behind each photo, Frost.
Yeah.
That's our number one photo.
I debuted this gear for CMLL in Mexico, and then it was worn on Ring of Honor television as well. It is probably my most eccentric gear to date with all of the patterning. I like this one, it's fun. Photo number 2, this was from a photo shoot with the editorial style. Reflections, looking in the mirror. Do you like who's looking back? I do.
Number 3, that's our most popular pre-order, by the way.
Yeah, so this is when I debuted the Snow Leopard on my shoulder there, and the Snow Leopard gear. And this was worn on AEW a few times.
What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Freddie? Our number 4, a little glitter.
Yeah, it's a little frost.
A little frost.
It's body frost.
Is that spicy frost?
It was a spicy shoot, but it feels pretty frosty to me.
Okay.
It's a little both. And I'll sign it however you would like.
Our number 5.
This is an oldie but goodie. America! This is the American flag bikini. Widely popular.
Our number 6.
Number 6. This is just Ring of Honor from the back. Same gear, just a different angle.
And our number 7 says football season is underway with the preseason.
Go Steelers. Black and yellow, baby.
Those are your options. Now, we're going to show everyone these amazing limited cards. These are limited to only 15. Frost is our second card in our 8th series, the Captain's Jewels card set. You can have these signed however you want. Treat yourself with a Kiss upgrade. And we're going to go over some ring-used gear now. We've got 2 different sets, which we are aware of, but then also some goodies, which we just found out about.
Bonus.
Can you take it away, Frost?
Bonus. All right, the first set of gear. This was worn at Bloodsport. So you can see it's black on black. My logo is in there. You see the icicles. It is a bra and pants set that was worn against Lindsay Snow. And there are knee pad covers with my logo on them. I can see them sparkling in there.
So that's a 4-piece set.
4
We're going to call
pieces.
that Bloodsport. Bloodsport set.
Bloodsport. Going for...
That's going to be a $600 claim. $600 claim, ladies and gentlemen.
Next set, also for 6. This is a 2-piece worn in CMLL and featured in the women's top 150. I think it was still 150 at the time.
Oh, in the PWI.
In the magazine. My picture was in there wearing this gear, so it is very special.
And how many pieces is that?
2 pieces.
That's a 2-piece. $600 claim. Now, if something for a different budget and, a different aesthetic, too. We've got the frosty blue.
So these were popular, and yes, these are Lady Frost, whichever way on the camera, Lady Frost kick pads and knee pads in the frosty blue.
Now we have those available. Those can be signed. Those are $250, a $250 claim.
And save the best for last.
It sure is.
And I feel like if you're going to go with the frosty blue and you're going to get the kick pads, you might want the cloak.
Look at that.
It is full, I can't even show it all, full entrance cloak.
It was hard to take a picture of that, but can you talk about that cloak?
So this was one of the variations of the entrance cloak. Usually I do the white and then have the animals on them. This was an early days edition when I did all of the frosty blue gear. And yeah, this was pretty worn. You'll see some makeup maybe left, some remnants for you.
And now, where was that worn, Frost?
Probably the most notable indie was Beyond Wrestling.
Okay.
Yep. Mostly on the indies. It wasn't seen when I got signed. Might have been on NWA, actually. I'd have to go look.
I'm sure someone will be able to check that for us. But
check me.
They do it to me all the time, which I love about you guys. That's a $400 claim. I'm going to put in the comments the pricing on individual gear because people are coming in and out. But that's a really cool, unique piece. I can see it, so in a full mannequin almost. That would look really cool. Signed.
I've never sold a cloak before, so this is the very first one.
We're making history, folks.
That's right.
We're making herstory. Can you talk about your introduction? I know you have a family member, of course, that was a part of the professional wrestling world. But if you talk about your introduction to the sport.
Yep. So my grandfather was a wrestler, and I actually got in as an extra with WWE, and my first match ever was that day on live television in front of 13,000 people.
No pressure.
Right? And a promo.
Now, how did that come about?
I was an extra. The guy I was seeing at the time just told me to fill my name in, and I was a valet manager. I wasn't even a trained wrestler, but they, tested me out, gave me the sheet for the promo, and the rest literally is history.
Now, can you talk about the concept of Lady Frost? Such a unique look to where, you put a lot of thought, time, effort, and I think just presentation-wise.
Yes.
Please talk about that.
Big presentation gal. So that first match on WWE, they named me Jamie Frost, and I ran with the lady portion. It was more like Victorian time period when I started, Victorian era. And then I had met Mick Foley, and we were in the middle of a snowstorm in West Virginia.
Ironically.
And I was rolling up snowballs, and I used them in a match, and he absolutely loved them. And he bought me indoor snowballs, shipped to my house, and I put a lot of thought into how I could make that into a character. And presentation is massive. It's the first thing when you come out of the curtain. People make a decision about you and who you are. And it has since evolved. It was more of a personality, like cold, icy, and, that transitions, heel, babyface. But I'm definitely big on presentation, entrance gear. I think if you're stuck in the wilderness, it's fight or flight. You survive or die, and sometimes you got to be on the hunt. That's where the wolf and the snow leopard came into play. So I put a lot of thought into those, and a cool story, the woman that makes the costumes and the set pieces for Game of Thrones created both of those pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Very cool. Now, would you say, if you had to pick a breakout match for you, Frost, would you say it was one of those NWA matches? What would you say it was personally?
I think Empower was definitely a big one. I think that's maybe the most recognition I had gotten. That Frostbite, the Sky Twister press, went viral on Twitter. So that was probably where things started shifting for me, right before I signed with NWA, I worked with NWA before Impact, and then AEW Ring of Honor. It was just kind of upwards from there. I think one of the biggest matches, though, is winning the tournament in CMLL, the Copa, and I had to carry this giant cup home, and it split my suitcase open. It was so big.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm impressed you were able to get it in your suitcase.
I know. Well, I just kept stuffing things in the giant cup.
To make it work?
Yeah.
Now, you talked about Mexico. You spent a lot of time in Mexico. Mexico is, a place, the style is a little bit different from here. The rings, from what I've heard, a lot different. Not everyone's able to excel in Mexico. You found a second home there. Can you talk about your time in Mexico? Maybe a story or two from your journeys.
Well, I do love my spicy food. That's half of where Spicy Frost started. But yeah, I love being in Mexico. I love the style. It's hard hitting. The rings are very, very hard. The women are very hard hitting, and it's a style that is not much like American style lucha. Well, American wrestling. It's very fast paced, and the altitude there people don't talk about. It is difficult to breathe when you first get there, and it's hard to adapt. So if your cardio isn't great, you're not gonna make it. But I've done maybe 7 tours at this point at CMLL, and some of them are grueling. There's 6 shows out of 7 days, and we're getting on flights and touring different cities. Arena Mexico is unlike anything else. huge audience, and they're so invested, and it's just so built into their culture. They're so appreciative. So yeah, I really, really enjoy being over there.
Jeremy says, I don't feel like Lady Frost's hair gets enough appreciation, and they put a bunch of flame emojis.
Right.
Talk about your hair.
So my hair was originally short and white silver. So I'm sure it looked frosty. Maybe that's where the name came from with AEW or WWE. I'm not sure. But now I've since grown it out. I've gone a little darker, but we still have the frost built in there. I love a good black and white contrast. But yeah, the hair is evolving, but still frosty.
Now, Frost, talk about your time, AEW, ROH now. You know, that's you've had experience with both companies.
It's the same. It's the same.
The same. Okay. You're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
They are separate, but
talk about that same company then.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your experience with them. You're a big part of the programming for specifically one of them, but you do appear on both. If you could talk.
I started with AEW Ring of Honor in 2022. Yep, I started at 2022, and then signed somewhere in 2023. So I have some time left to go. But I love working there. I love all of my coworkers. Tony's awesome. I wish I was on TV a little more. Everyone does, but it's a great job, and I'm excited to see what the future brings. That's for sure. For me especially, but for the company as well.
What's been one of your favorite matches you've had, you know, since you joined the company, specifically from either company?
I always love working Tony Storm. I think even like the last one was, we opened the show. I think we were the first women ever to open the show, and we had no commercial break. We went straight through. We were both very excited about that. You saw the Sasuke special off the barricade. That was a 6 spot. It's very fun, and I always enjoy my time with her in the ring. So that's probably the best AEW match to date, I believe.
Oh, that was on Collision?
Yep.
So Lady Frost, bring Nick to the Berg for some Turner's Tea and Fury's Pizza.
That's right. I hate Fury's, actually.
Oh,
everyone loves it. I know.
What makes it special?
It's like,
and what don't you like about it?
I don't like super thin and sweet sauce.
Oh, okay.
That's not me.
Yeah, I don't like
thick,
sweet sauce either.
Crunchy, lots of cheese. If you know anything about Beato's, square pizza and unmelted cheese on top. They melt a layer of cheese in that.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the cold cheese that's on top of the hot pizza?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that.
It's
I don't know about
amazing.
that.
You can't go wrong with more cheese.
I agree, but
and like
heat
the
it up. I do like the concept of the contrast, but I don't know about pizza. What's that place called?
Beato's.
Ugh. So who was that just JT? Beato's over Fury's? What do you think? What's Turner's Tea, though?
Iced tea. It's a very, very popular brand. And if you one up Beato's, it is the original police station pizza down in Ambridge, but Beato's is more well known. But if you're a true Pittsburgher, you might know about police station pizza.
He knows Beato's very well, he said. Cody said, any advice for upcoming wrestler on the indies? He's been a big fan for years. Can't wait to see you again.
Just kidding. I don't let it break your heart, because it's heartbreaking sometimes. Have a real life. Have real friends. That's just my personal advice. Don't get wrapped into a whole personality as your wrestling character. You have to be a human and a wrestler. At least I find that balance.
Separation of church and state. Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is it that your grandfather teamed with Pittsburgh legend Bruno Sammartino?
It's very cool. And they won championships in NWA, which is pretty rad. I wish I got to see any of that, but back then it was very surreptitious, hush-hush, and kayfabe was still alive and kicking, so I didn't...
on your end, really?
Yeah, my grandfather didn't really talk about it, say much about it.
He didn't talk about that part of his life?
Not really.
Really?
I mean, there were pictures and stuff like that, but you didn't kiss and tell, right?
Ken said, not bragging, but his dog King once met the coolest wrestler in the world, Lady Frost.
That's right. You should brag. You should brag about it. Be braggadocious.
Who's another favorite opponent you have from your time in AEW?
I enjoy working Thunder and I had a great match. Sky Blue. We wrestled in Ring of Honor. Who else? I'm trying to think. Stephanie Backer, but she wasn't with AEW. That was a fun match. A lot of great talent. We have so many great women, actually.
It's a very stacked female roster, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's been the favorite city that you've been to so far with your wrestling travels that you hadn't traveled to previously?
I loved London. And that was actually one of my first international bookings. Like, I don't really count Canada. It's so close. Australia was amazing. Italy was fun, but I was in Pisa. I was in a small town. London's probably my favorite. Paris was also pretty cool. I'm going back to Paris in October.
Is that with...
Pro Wrestling is so.
Oh, can you talk about that then? That's really cool.
Yeah, they do a Queens tournament, and they just started that women's promotion last year. And I was like the mother hen of the promotion, watching over all these girls. Now I'm coming back to kick some ass. Spicy Frost. But yeah, it's about 45 minutes outside of Paris. If you're in France over there, come check it out.
Fun fact, Lady Frost is on the biggest YouTube channel. Hint, guys. Hint, hey guys, Maven here. So you're on Maven's YouTube channel. Can you talk about that?
I did get some hits with that. He was backstage with AEW, I want to say like 2 months ago, maybe 3. And I just finished up my match with Tony Storm, actually. That was the Tony Storm match. And I asked him for some feedback, some critiques. I tried to get as much feedback as possible from every coach, other wrestlers, even fans sometimes. It's just, I like to pick people's brains and see how I can get better and be a better performer and entertainer.
And by the way,
it made the show, I guess. Someone was filming.
So you didn't know?
No.
Did you have to sign anything after?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Huh.
Maybe litigation, maybe with some paperwork. It's such a cliche. We're going to do last call coming up. It's such a cliche, but you probably have a few dream matches. You know, I know a lot of people don't like answering that question. Maybe what's 1 or 2 dream matches, or a match that would really is extra spicy.
I don't have any dream matches. I think stories and feuds build moments, and you can't contrive that just saying, I want to have this one dream match, right? So yeah, I'm taking the...
Well, you answered that. Answered that. I know that you're someone that's mentioned as a lot of people's dream match, though. So how do you feel about that when someone says, Lady Frost is one of my dream matches?
That's pretty rad. That's pretty cool. It's an honor to be in that position. I think once you get to a place where people look forward to working you, and I want to be that for new talent, for indie girls, and hopefully co-workers.
We touched briefly on it. The Sky Twister press.
Yes.
You have such, you perfected, but I mean, the fact you're obviously ridiculously athletic, to put it simple, but that's not something that seems easy to constantly nail, and you nail it all the time. So shout out to you, kudos to you. Can you talk about the process of mastering it and just feeling like it's natural? I feel like lots of times people do stuff, even if they've done it before, there's not a fluidity to it, but
so,
please talk about it.
I'm giving myself a little brag on this one, which I usually don't, but obviously I was a high-level gymnast, and I put out a clip when I first attempted it. It was my first, third, and fifth attempt, just to show I nailed it the first time, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth time. So when I did it 5 times in a row, and that's what my coach had told me, if you nail it 5 times in a row, all right, then you can start using this. Obviously with more practice, but it was just something natural because I'd been doing moonsaults, and as a gymnast, I just have great body awareness. You know where you're at, and fulls were nothing on the floor routine my whole childhood and growing up, so I never lost it. I always went to trampoline parks, and you know, I feel like it was a very natural movement for me. So yeah, I nailed it off the bat. I'll have to look for that video again.
That's cool. Now, Frost, let's talk about the cloak we have and the 2 sets of ring use gear.
All right, we're going Bloodsport first. Game Changer Wrestling Bloodsport fought Lindsay Snow. Kick pad covers bra and bottoms. They're pants. The only time I've worn pants. You can see the icicles. And number 79 in the PWI.
There you go.
In this gear. And worn in CMLL. 2-piece set. All bedazzled. And last but not least, the best, the only entrance gear that I've ever sold. The baby blue icy cloak. Entrance cloak. Fur adorned and all. Can be yours.
And now the thing about that cloak, it's heavy, it's big. Is that a pain to pack sometimes? Be honest.
So it was hard traveling independently. Now with AEW, we have racks and bins, so most gear stays and it travels with AEW on the trucks.
That's very
It's
convenient.
very convenient. But it's inconvenient when I have to go work in Indy and I don't have my entrance gear because that just happened.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, when did you realize that was the case?
Like 2 days before.
Oh, and there was nothing you could do? Or?
So luckily I have a really close friend that works at AEW, and she also lives in Pittsburgh. So I sent out an SOS. It was Dynamite on a Wednesday, and I said, hey, if you're there, go steal my cloak off the rack. And then she brought it home with her.
So it's actually, there's a room where everything is, or like it's just a staging area. So she's like looking for it. Is it like alphabetized or in a certain order?
No.
Okay, so she just has to look through everything.
I mean, it's pretty. It's a white.
That does stand out.
Yeah.
It's not subtle.
Yeah.
That's a. Thank you for telling us this story, Frost. Now, once again, we're lighting down the live portion. We'll get a couple of photos and cards if you didn't get a chance to get something personalized or signed a certain way. Remind everyone again on Sunday, Frost. You're at Tom's. What's going on?
Tom's.
And then anything else you got coming up?
Tom's Watch Bar in the North Shore of Pittsburgh. I will be there for a meet and greet during the pre-show, a Forbidden Door, and I will be hanging out. So if you're there, bring some of those White Claws over.
There you go.
I'll be Ubering because I live close to the city. So I'm hanging out there. Paris in the end of October, Pro Wrestling SO. And I have some independent shows, Wrestle Pro. Wrestle Pro's always a good one. We got
Are you back with Lena Cross for another match coming up?
Yeah.
I just worked with Lena a few weeks ago.
And the next show, Karrion Kross and Scarlett are coming to Wrestle Pro. Yeah, so that's going to be a big, big show. I want to say September 12th. Maybe it's October. I don't know. I get kicked in the head a lot. You're right. I should have teed this up.
Someone clarify. And what about social media, Frost? Where are you at on social media if you can let everyone know?
At Real Lady Frost across the board.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. Doubleheader day, Shane Douglas in the morning. Frost closing us down tonight. As always, we couldn't do this without you guys. So as always, we're going to end the show. As a reminder, by the way, I'll get some photos. We are going to do the kiss upgrades now off camera just because that lipstick ain't going anywhere, as Frost let us know.
Nowhere.
So, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow with Francine and Tom Gordon. Cheers.